Okay, so in this video, I'm introducing the search query framework. Very important tool that I've used effectively, and I've used it really to create many good campaigns in Google Ads for service businesses, lead gen businesses. And I created it after having worked with many businesses and seen successful campaigns and the type of queries that they tend to target. And when I've created this, I've seen amazing results in terms of performance. And I believe it's going to help you as you go through it. So it's in the book. So do check out the book. It helps you to run effective campaigns for your service businesses or lead gen and so forth. And that will really help you. So what we have with the search query framework is four levels: level three, level two, level one, level zero, keywords and search queries. So at level three, this is where we're going to begin. These are generally broad terms and queries which relate to your industry. So I'm going to use interior design as an example, and I'm going to show you just a few things to think about as you're creating yours. So let's work with an interior design business that wants to promote its services on Google using Google Ads. So the broad terms are going to be terms like interior design, bathroom design, kitchen design, those are very broad and the intent is not very clear. So a lot of people searching for that could be searching for anything. They could be searching for an interior design event, of course. They may also be searching for a company like yours, but it's not guaranteed. And when you do a search on Google for terms like that, you tend to find sites like Wikipedia and so forth, which are at the top end. They don't they show that they're not very transactional, but they're more just informational. And Google doesn't even really know exactly what you're looking for in a case like that. So we almost always want to avoid broad industry terms and adding them as keywords as they are. So we generally leave those out. We can combine them with other terms at other levels, but we should try and avoid adding them as broad like that because they're going to send us a lot of traffic. Yes, you may get some conversions, but the profitability is likely to be low, and the conversion rates, that's the percentage of people, is not going to be that relevant. And this applies to any service businesses or similar business, even colleges and universities and stuff like that that are going to be setting up campaigns. Then when we get to level two, these are much more targeted and better for us. Now at level two, we've got 7 categories: business, services, training, activities, events, job roles, professions. From my observation, these are the areas that are important to many lead gen and service businesses. And a lot of their terms will fall under these categories. So if we think of interior design, business terms could be things like people searching for a company, a firm, and so forth, or a contractor and stuff like that. So for our interior design business, we could say keywords we could add which will help us target the right search queries in Google will be things like interior design business, interior design company, interior design firm. When somebody searches for that, you know they are more likely to be looking for a solution. Yeah, looking for a company that will help them with interior design. We also have things like job roles. Yeah, this could also be an important category for interior design uh, companies. So things like interior design specialist, interior design professional, interior design expert, or interior designer. Yeah, it doesn't really have to have the specific job role or whatever like that. So some of those are very key and you can add them as well. Events, activities, training, these you probably leave them out. But if you're an interior design event company and you want to promote an event, yes, you will look for terms around that and you add them. And I show examples in the book that you can add. In services is important for interior design business. So you can have keywords like interior design service, interior design solutions. People who are searching for that are actually likely more looking for a solution. And so you tend to find the conversion rates are very good and stuff like that. And then we get to level one. These are even more specific and bring us closer to people who are likely going to convert. So we've got four categories: call to action, proximity, pricing, locations. So if I start with locations, for example, anyone searching for interior design Seattle, interior design Austin, Texas, those are people who are very local. They're very much looking for a local business. And even if they're looking national and stuff, the intent is very high and shows that they're looking for a solution or a service. Pricing ones, terms like interior design quote, interior design pricing, that shows high intent and somebody who is likely wanting to sign up and so forth. And then for proximity, we're talking about interior design or designer near me, interior design nearby, local interior design company. All those are very important terms that we can add. And then call to action is hire interior designer. That's high intent. So that's like an action that somebody wants to do, and terms that follow underneath that are very important. So you can see I combined some of the terms at level 3 and level 2 and create some good keywords from level 3, level 1 terms. So it's really about combining them in a very effective way so you can build your level 0 keyword. At level 0, this is what we put into our Google Ads campaign and create different ad groups so we can target those search queries that people perform on Google, and then we can see the results. So you can use this to build those terms and structure them that way. Now, to build them, you obviously don't want to just have one ad group. So I talk about ad groups and what they are in another video you can check out as well. It's there in the book, it's there in my channel, and how they are to be structured. So let me show you this from an interior design business. So we could say for our business, these are the ad groups we want to start with because we found from the search query framework, interior design, Seattle, interior design, near me, local interior designer. So these could be your ad groups. Maybe you start with 6 ad groups, and having between 6 to 10 ad groups in a campaign is usually good. One is far too low, and anything above 15 tends to be a bit too much. So try and keep it within that. So the first ad group could be terms, keywords like interior designer, and I have it in phrase and exact match. Very good to start with phrase and exact match, avoid broad match. Then our other ad group could be interior design Seattle, in exact and also phrase, and interior designer Seattle, exact and uh, phrase. I like to include both. You don't really have to include both, but it's good for ad rank and so forth. And you can do that for that one, do the same for that one as well, and so forth. So I'm using a spreadsheet here so you can see what it looks like. So you're going to put your main keywords in your ad groups to get started, and you then need to add more keywords from the keyword suggestion tool. So if you go into Google Ads in your ad groups, there's a keyword suggestion tool. I've got a video that explains how that works when you've got your keywords and how you can find more keywords. But whatever other keywords you find should match what the search query framework is telling you. Now, if you wanted, you could save yourself a lot of time. There's a tool called toptal.com/marketing/merge words that allows you just to create your keywords in different match types. So you can see I've put these in broad match there. And then I've selected wrap in brackets. Then when I merge, it then creates exact match for me like that. So I can always copy these, and if I come in here, I can just put them in my list of keywords that I want to target, my initial ones. And you can also do that for phrase and then copy them and put them in your spreadsheet and so forth. So once you've done all of that, your main keywords are all in the ad groups, and then you've created your ad groups. What you want to do now is come into Google. So you've got maybe 6 ad groups. Now, I don't have an interior design example to show you, but let's assume this is an interior design business and we've got our ad group there. This one, for example, Google Ads Expert. So we now want to use the keyword suggestion tool so we can find more keywords that relate to the initial keywords we added right here for each ad group. So if we come in here, if I come back to Google Ads and then I click this plus keywords, I call this the keyword suggestion tool, but it really is a keyword planner tool and stuff like that. What it does is based on the initial keywords that you have in that ad group, it's going to suggest other targeted ones and relevant. Sometimes some of them won't be, don't add them, but only add the ones that are relevant. So for example, say I like this one and I think it's very relevant to the keywords in there. That's good. I can put that. Can you see higher Google AdWords expert? If you look, these really match nicely with our search query framework and we can use them. So add as many as I want, higher AdWords expert, and then I can just select them, click cut, and then I go back to this tool, put them in here just to save myself a lot of time. Then there I have them in phrase match, cut, go back to Google Ads, paste them there. Then I can also do an exact match version for each of those keywords that I found, and I can come and I add them here. And if once I'm happy with them, all my keywords, you would do this for your interior design business or any other business you have, and then click save, and then they are. So you'll be building those keywords for each of your ad groups and so forth. And we tend to find starting with 70, 80 keywords is good, up to 150 is probably the max. You can go up to 200, that's fine. Depends on the volumes that are out there and so forth. So you can do all of this and it's very important. And yeah, that saves you a lot of time. I mean, if you wanted, you could also just add any relevant ones and then just save them as broad and say you save them, then you can just select them and then change the match type from broad to, for example, phrase and exact match and duplicate them and so forth. I've got a video that explains how that is done. So that's how you do it. Now, some people say, okay, what about the keyword research tool in Google? Where does that come in? Um, the framework is very good, and this is where I start a lot, and it works out well because I understand service businesses, lead gen businesses, and if you understand your industry, you can start here as well. And you can then just build your initial keywords so you can structure them into ad groups. Yeah, so the ad groups you can structure them anyhow, but they should be kind of tightly themed together and separated so that you can make your ad groups targeted. But if you wanted, you could also start with the keyword planner tool. So if you go to tools in Google Ads and then go keyword planner, and this tool, what it's going to do is going to help you maybe just get started. Yeah, to think about your industry like interior design, for example, interior design, and maybe just get some ideas, but always check them against the search query framework to see that they're very relevant for you and that you should target them. So it's going to give you many keywords. In this case, 1,356, but maybe pick 7 or 8 themes from there. Like interior decorator could be one ad group, interior designer could be another ad group, and then you build your keywords using the search query framework, making sure that they all fall nicely into the intent and the high targeting that we want to achieve through the search query framework.